Welcome to Out Loud, a comedy podcast where I talk with queer comedians about identity as well as just talk and shop about the comedy community. I'm your host, Corbin Willmorth, and I'm here because, well, what comedian just doesn't have a podcast nowadays? Welcome to Out Loud, a queer comedy podcast. I just want to start this off by saying thank you to all of you for tuning in, and today is a very special episode, not because I finally got a comedian that I've been wanting to get on the show for a while, but also because as of recording this and the day that this is being uploaded, it's my fucking birthday. I'm 25 years old today, which means officially in terms of gay years, or the very least gay users on Grindr, I am now officially a senior citizen, and I am expecting to get the application in the mail any day now for my gay ARP card. And honestly, today couldn't really be a bad day to, have my birthday, because today is the premiere for the season 2 of the Fallout TV show, which as a former gamer has me really excited. And I say former gamer because I just had to sell my PS5 for built money. I am struggling. Anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about this podcast for a second before we really formally get into the episode. I was looking at the analytics just today, and I just want to say, holy shit. So we've now we've been international for a little bit, and when I say international for a little bit, I mean we had all of our listeners are from the United States, but then we had like one listener out in Jamaica, which thank you, holy shit. But now we have 2 listeners in the United Kingdom, 1 in Canada, and 1 in Germany. So I would like to give a very big thank you to the listener in Kitchener, Ontario, Canada, the listener in Kingston, Jamaica. A big thank you to apparently Bicester, United Kingdom. It's pronounced Bicester. I'd like to give a thank you to the listener in Bicester in the United Kingdom, which is spelled by Chester, which sounds like the kind of Chester I want to fuck. My fiance from the other room just shouted, "You can't say that," and I just gotta say, it's my podcast. Big thank you to the listener in London in the United Kingdom. We got fucking London. London, the Seattle of England. And of course, a big thank you to our listener in Offenbach, Germany. I was going to make a joke about how I would give a thank you to the 81 listeners we've had across 21 American cities, but you're American, you're not that special. But, like, genuinely, though, that's kind of dog shit. Solely because, like, the fact that even anyone in my own home country is, like, listening to this podcast is amazing. Especially to get 81 downloads alone. And I think that that's fucking incredible. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there, but fucking, I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, cannot thank people enough for showing support for this podcast. The more listens that this podcast gets means that it's going towards my ultimate goal of having representation of LGBT voices in mainstream comedy spaces. It's not a surprise, but if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, it is my firm belief that queer representation in the comedy scene, especially stand-up, is something that is just vastly underrepresented. I mean, I say that, but we have a few famous comedians like Wanda Sykes, Tig Notaro, etc. But those are exceptions. That's not like, the I forget how it's the exception, not the rule. Thank you to my fiance from the other room again for chiming. My goal with this podcast from the get-go has always been to just have a place for queer voices to kind of just be streamed just out into the void of the internet to hopefully get picked up. And the fact that it is getting picked up by a substantial amount is incredible to me. Like the fact that even if I even just had like one fucking guy listening to this podcast like every week, that would be enough for me to like feel this level of validation that I feel. And the fact that not only is it more than that, but also to have it across like five USA, United Kingdom, Jamaica, Canada, Germany, 5, to have it just across 5 different territories is fucking insane. Like it's hard for me to wrap my brain around the fact that I've reached this many places. You know what I mean? even if altogether I still have less than 100 listeners, the fact that I have more than one is fucking incredible. And I want to say, again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for listening to this. And also, we have a fucking sponsor for today's episode. Holy shit. I will get more into that during the ads. Anyway, now that we got all that mushy shit out of the way, let's get on with the fucking show. Anyway, so my guest for today's episode, she is a whole-ass icon in the Spokane stand-up scene. She is one of only, 2 cis women that I've regularly seen performing open mics around the city, which, by the way, I just want to say, I think it's crazy that we, as little as we have more queer representation in comedy in Spokane than we do have women representation in Spokane. I think that's fucking... You may have seen her perform at some local Spokane venues such as the Chameleon, the Spokane Comedy Club, the Garland Theater, not to mention the Blue Door Theater, gotta mention them as well. If you're from the Tacoma area, earlier this month she was at the Tacoma Comedy Club opening for Josh Blue. Today my guest is the one and only Brittany Holden.
I don't know how yours is going to go, but in my family, I was asked not to call them deviled eggs. Britters, why would you invite the devil to our Thanksgiving feast? You should call them angel eggs. Because the words matter. The words matter? That's rich. You can't figure out they, them. Words matter. Even the words Black Lives. Oh, I got you there. I got you there. Don't fuck with me. I've had a lot of Martinellis today.
This is one of only 2 stand-up clips that I could find online from Brittany Holden. And that other bit is about a outfit that she was wearing at the time, which I would have put in, honestly, because it is a really great, funny bit. But I feel like as this is an audio medium, it really wouldn't do justice. So if you're not going to see the outfit, you can't really. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Outside of stand-up comedy, Brittany Holden also does some theater work, as previously mentioned, with performances at the Blue Door Theater. And she's also a soprano. Fucking go off. She's super into gardening as well, as I can see on this video on her Instagram where she's picking what looks like cherry tomatoes, beans, and pumpkin, so I hope you got a good plentiful harvest this year. She's also dipped her toe in sketch comedy, which is something I really want to do. Recently, her and a bunch of other Spokane comics put out a video on YouTube called How Much Does It Cost to Live in Spokane? And low-key, when I was going to her place to do the interview for the podcast, I was kind of hoping it was the house from that video, because I desperately wanted my first question to be, so how much is rent in Spokane, which is a reference to that video. Please go ahead and watch. Jesus Christ, I was listening back to that audio, hearing how raspy my voice is. I need to switch from fucking coffee to water. Holy shit. That better? Oh yes, immediately better. Oh my god, holy damn, I guess I really should hydrate or dehydrate. Well, anyway, you guys might as well just go ahead and listen to the interview while I consume the water that my body so desperately is craving. I feel like this would be good banter, so I'm just gonna record.
I feel you.
My thing is, I've been really trying to quit soda, so I've been really big on seltzer.
Yeah.
But the problem is that, I will go months without soda, and then, just randomly out of nowhere, I'll get, nicotine shakes for a fucking Diet Coke.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
That's funny.
And then I end up falling back on specifically Diet Coke. I don't know what it is specifically about that.
There seems to be something a little cultish about Diet Coke, and it's not just our generation. People that are, 50 are obsessed with Diet Coke, too. And then people that are, 25 are obsessed with Diet Coke. I don't know. I'm in the lost generation in the middle. I'm 32. Diet Coke doesn't have a hold on me, but it seems to on a lot of the population. So,
Gen X skipped millennials, Gen Z, you think?
I think so. Just in my personal experience. This is all anecdotal evidence, of course.
Right, of course. So, how have you been? You said you just got back from out of town. I think I saw somewhere online you were doing stuff at the Tacoma Comedy Club.
Yes.
How?
You can lift this up if you want it closer too. It does this little thing. Only if you want.
Holy shit! I've never
that
seen a fucking coffee table do that. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, tell me all about it.
I went to the Tacoma Comedy Club. I just got a new job with a better time off policy, so I'd never submitted to any of the Tacoma shows.
Mm-hmm.
I've hosted at the Spokane Comedy Club before, and like they send the gigs out for both Tacoma and Spokane, and then I was like, shit, I got the time off, I might as well. Yeah. They don't put you up in a hotel when you're a host, so I mean, I lost money,
Right.
But it was super fun. I hosted for Josh Blue. He's hilarious. He's a comedian living with cerebral palsy, and he just like blew the roof off the place. He had been doing comedy for like 25 years, and it's just hard to think of being that funny someday. So it was a good time.
That would be crazy. Like, that's crazy to think still doing comedy after 25 years. That's insane. Yeah,
straight up. But the thing is that you don't really get good at comedy for like years in. Like at 3 years, I feel like I'm such a baby with comedy. It's a long road.
Right.
It takes a while to like get good, which I think is what I like about it. I like a challenge. You know, so yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a good perspective of someone who's like a little over a year into comedy myself.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, everyone that I admire in comedy, they've all been doing it at least 10 years, Like, I mean, I'm really into, like, chicks in comedy is, like, my jam. And the only one that I know that's, like, really good but hasn't put in a decade is Taylor Tomlinson. But, I mean, she's still put in 7 or so, 8 years or something. So it's not like she's, like, a baby either. Just, comedy takes a long time to bake.
Right.
Yeah,
and then, like, you have, like, humor is subjective, so it's, like, all about finding your audience. It's all about, like, like this and that, etc.
I don't know. I think it's kind of fun to be somewhere like Spokane where it feels like half of the people are on my side immediately, and the other half I have to convince to listen to what I'm saying. Like, we're a small enough town that it feels like, I don't know if you want to listen to a woman talk for 10 minutes before the show starts kind of thing. And that is hard, but I think it's good because especially if comedy like goes somewhere, then I'd have to do comedy in small town USA as well. Like they're a tough one to win over,
Right.
So I don't know. I think I'm getting better at being ballsier too. Like it used to be when I knew it was a conservative audience, I would not like play to that, but I wouldn't do like my super feminist jokes. And now I almost get a kick out of doing those jokes in front of them, and like it's a challenge to make you laugh anyways, because that's kind of what I like in comics, like when someone like Dave Chappelle, who is, I mean, he tells jokes that are not, I get it, I get everyone's criticisms against it, but when he makes me laugh at things that I know are wrong, I was like, shit, that was a good joke, and that's kind of what I want to do at the other end of the spectrum, make folks like my conservative family laugh at things that I know for a fact they don't disagree with. That's what I'm into,
I am a firm believer in committing to the bit, and my commitment to the bit is always to like piss so many people off. Because even if like jokes I make don't like kill a whole room, and I know at least one person laughed and like other people like absolutely fucking hated it. 1, that person laughed, so fuck yeah, and 2, you guys being pissed off at this joke just gives me personal enjoyment. Yeah. And I feel like that is like a big thing for me.
Yeah. I'm trying to spread smiles and not be like edgelordy about it, but yeah, no, I totally feel what you're saying. I lost my train of thought there right in the middle. Sorry.
You're good. No, you're good. You're good. Okay. But yeah, no, it's it's a little crazy. Yeah. But anyway, so I was worried that I wasn't gonna like have my phone with me, but like my phone's literally right here. So I had I wrote down all my questions from my phone into my notebook, but
cool.
But it's good that I don't need that.
Nice.
So
you're not just texting, you're not swiping.
No, I'm not texting, swiping.
I'm TikTok.
I'm not on TikTok.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not so Gen Z that I need to have like 7 apps open at once to like pay attention to stuff.
How old are you, can I ask?
Next week I'm going to be turning 25.
Okay, gotcha.
So I feel like it's a little on point that you're talking about 25-year-olds specifically being addicted to Diet Coke.
Yeah. No, I nailed it. I was like, fuck yeah. Cool.
Alright, so, first and foremost, have you written any good jokes lately?
I think I riffed a little bit about Tacoma, and they liked that. How I lost so much money going there, that I was only on the stage because of poor financial decisions, which is what brings most people to Tacoma, you know? And they did like that, you know, just a quick riff. But one I'm really excited about, I'm trying to write a joke about why I hate Amazon so much. That Amazon is, like, my best friend's shitty boyfriend. And I'm like, what do you even see in him, you know? And so I'm that one makes me excited because I want to write the kind of comedy that, like, says something, but I'm such a baby that I don't feel like I have the skill to make a point with my comedy. Like, right now I'm telling a lot of sex jokes. I'm just trying to figure out how to get a laugh, you know, but, like, I want to make jokes, like I said, that say something and make people laugh at something that they don't agree with, you know? So trying to shit on Amazon that's what I'm working on, you know? I'm closing at the club tomorrow, and that's the joke that I'm like, okay, Britt, we got another run, let's try, you know?
Oh, you're closing at the club tomorrow?
Yeah.
I think I'm literally the first one up right after Anthony Singleton.
Oh, that's a tough spot. I mean, they're barely warmed up, but...
Yeah, no, it's like once, I think back in, like July, I think, I was, like, the first one up right after Jenny. And, like, I did pretty good. Like, it's so hard being, like, the very first one up, but then also it's hard being the one, like, in the middle.
Yeah.
Because, like, after people have heard so many, like, dog shit jokes, it's like, oh, great, here's another asshole, like...
Yeah. The toughest part, stereotypically, is, like, right at the beginning and then right at the end, you know? Because either they aren't warmed up and are like, I'm not gonna laugh yet, you know? Or they just want to go home,
but
you know?
Like, just wrap this shit up, like, fuck, like...
And me too. By the end of it, I'm like, how many we got left? When they're like, okay, you guys got enough for 4 more comics? I'm always like, more power to them for clapping. That's very kind of you, because I know you do not have enough energy for 4 more comics. Right. Not in an open mic, you know?
Yeah, no, not in an open mic, no.
I don't invite people to open mics anymore, because it's too much. I can't sit with them and watch... Like, it's hard, because and open mics aren't for my polished material either, so it's like, how about you just come to a show, you know? Open mics are for people that just want something to do, but, yeah, it's too cringy. I can't take people anymore.
Yeah, I feel like definitely as I get more experience, I'm definitely going to fall into, like, that mindset. As I am right now, being, like, a little over a year in, I'm just like, God, if anyone just shows up to anything I do, I would be so fucking happy. Yeah. Like, that's how I feel personally.
For sure. No, it's good to have support, but make sure you kill it in front of your support, too. You're like, no, it usually goes better than this. I'm funny, I swear to God.
I invite, like 10 people to, like, a bringer show, and then I fucking bomb absolutely. It's like, no, it's not a waste of the $10, I promise. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but people, when they go, they don't even care if you kill it. Most people just want to support you. Like, them showing up is what they wanted to do. It's just, it's a way to do something nice for someone, you know? So, yeah. I'm sure even if you bomb your ass off, they'll still have a good time.
Yeah. Well, that is definitely a good perspective that I should keep in mind. So, one thing I've learned talking with people on this podcast is that there's a difference between queer comics and comics who are queer. Do you consider yourself to be a queer comic or a comic who just so happens to be queer?
Honestly, I think I'm more of a comic that just so happens to be queer, and it's because of my... it's a little bit because of my internalized biphobia, especially at the start of comedy. I think that in the last 1.5 years or 2 years, I've really come into being even more out and proud than I was when I started 3 years ago, you know, and I was working in a retirement community in a conservative environment, and a big part of it is that I'm bi, but I haven't, like, been in a long-term relationship with a woman in such a long time. Like, I've been in long-term relationships with men for 6-8 years or something like that, so I felt... I mean, the world was less kind to bisexuals at the time, too. So, I mean, I was told, like, okay, well, you look like a cis-het woman and you're in these straight relationships. Like, it's rude to take up space in queer spaces. Like, I didn't feel wanted, you know? Like it was truly, I was taking services that were meant for people that didn't have that sort of, like, someone like me does feel comfortable at the club completely, and then people that don't, that's what the queer mic's like, that's their space, that's the only time that they have. So I felt like taking up that kind of space was wrong in a way, but I think that I've gotten a lot better at that. Okay, full disclosure.
Right.
I have never been to the Q Lounge open mic, and that is so bad.
You should go.
It's not on purpose, I swear to God. It's not like I'm avoiding it. I've done a lot of great shows, like Wilma's For You shows, and Neva's, like, drag and comedy shows. Like, I love working with the queer comics, you know, like comics who are queer, you know, like I love being on those shows, but Wednesdays, like, I'm either on the list at the club or I'm just staying home. Like, I don't know, I'm such a homebody.
That's so fucking valid.
And I feel bad about it. It's not because I'm avoiding the queer mic, I swear to God. And I was like, oh God, I should go to one before Corbin and I meet up just so I can say that I done. And I was like, no, that seems even more performative. Let's just stick to it, you know? Yeah. You are who you are.
My thing is, I'm trying to get more involved in the queer community.
Yeah.
Like that's one reason why I started this podcast. Like, I want to kind of give back in a way. And, like, because, like, I volunteered at this year's Pride.
Cool.
Like, I did, like, a little bit of volunteer work there. And then I've been trying to hit openly mic a lot because I feel like I just want to get more involved, because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like if I'm, like, you know, part of the community but also, like, not participating in community events, I'm kind of like a bad bisexual.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a bad queer if I don't.
Yeah. Oh, I totally feel you, and that's why I had to tell you, like, okay, full disclosure, I should be, and I know I should. I am excited. I'm going to volunteer with SAN, formerly the Spokane AIDS Network. They are doing a Pride fundraiser this coming weekend, so it's my first time volunteering with them, and I'm stoked. So just, like, to set up for the drag brunch at 9. So
okay.
I probably won't be out by December 14th, but
right.
But I do also want to be more involved with the community, you know. I think I'm a lot more comfortable being out and open because I started working as a sexual assault victim advocate, and I work with a lot of, like, queer people there, and I sewed a bi pride flag because I learned how to use a sewing machine, so I sewed my own little flag and it says pride on it, and I put it up in my office. I wanted to put it somewhere where, like, people on the Zooms can see, and I want people when they come in my office to know, like, this is a safe space, because I know it's not assumed that it is until, like, you see, like, a little bit of, like, your signage, like, these are my people, you're comfy here. So yeah.
I definitely need to, like, set up my room to, like, be more Zoom friendly. I just don't turn on my webcam because I'm horrified to let people see what I live in. But
yeah. Oh, I feel ya. That's what you got to curate, just the one little space that you're actually in front of.
Just like the one corner.
Yeah. Or a green screen.
Or a green screen.
The little blur out thing, and just put yourself in front of a beautiful mountain or something.
That would be so
They've
funny.
always got the backgrounds, you know. That always does.
Yeah, that's true. So, what does it mean to you to be a queer comic? I feel like we got into that a little bit.
I think, are you saying, like, queer comic as opposed to a comic who happens to be queer, you know?
Well, I guess, or what does it mean to you to be a comic who happens to be queer? I guess, that was just how I had the question written as, like, phrased in my phone.
I was like, what does that mean? Because I felt like I was more of a comic who happens to be queer, just because I feel like as a bisexual person who's in heterosexual relationships a lot, that it feels like less of my identity, you know?
Right.
But I think that a big part of being queer in the comedy community is making other folks feel welcome and making sure that you're telling jokes that kind of tell people it's okay to be around, it's okay to be you little weirdo, you know? Like, I think that's a big part of it. I don't have too many gay jokes, but I just have, like, a couple, you know? And every time it just tickles me to share them, because I don't know that other people know that I'm queer either. So anytime that I get to wave that flag with a nice joke, it feels good to me, too, to be seen and to have people laugh. It feels like I am accepted more fully,
right?
You know? Even more so than I am in my own family and things, you know? That's nice.
Like, shit, what was I about to say? Fucking...
At least it's not just me.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'm
Something
just like
about being on a microphone throws.
Yeah, no, it's like now that you know, like you're kind of like on the spot. You're just like fucking.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, so like something I learned very recently is that people who know me know like I'm a queer individual, like bisexual, cis man, a cis white man, which is like the worst thing you can be. But like I'm trying.
You're doing your best.
I'm doing my best. But like something that I found out recently is so I've been trying to have kind of like an online presence. And so like on TikTok, for instance, like I'll upload clips of me doing stand up. I'll do random just like skits to just like fill the void of content. Because it being a comic, it's like weird, like you can't do shows unless you do the numbers online, but you can't do the numbers online unless you do shows to get footage to post online.
Exactly.
It's a weird fucking catch-22. But like I made like this skit that was like, it was a real moment where like I was awake in bed because I had insomnia, and my fiance sleeps listening to podcasts, and it was this podcast called the Magnus Archives, which is kind of like an audio drama kind of.
Okay.
And so what I believe I had captioned it like POV, you're trying to sleep, but your fiance listens to podcasts about some British twink who thinks he's Mulder from the X-Files.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And then someone DM'd me being like, "Aw, tell your fiance she has good taste."
Yeah.
My fiance's a man.
Okay.
And then I told them this, and they were like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." It's just like apparently something I haven't realized is that I've been giving off straight.
Yeah.
Like, do I not read as queer? Like I've been doing my best to make myself seem gay as fuck online, but apparently people still think like I am a straight dude.
I don't know, something about that jean jacket you're wearing right now that reads so bisexual to me. There's something so bisexual about a good jacket, like
honestly,
rolled up jeans on the bottom. Like you do have a little cuff. Do you like to get finger guns? Like, are you doing all the bisexual things? Like, so no, like yeah. If you know, you know.
I have to suppress the finger guns.
No, I do too. I'm a finger gun.
I'm a walkie-talkie
kind
fucking
of gal.
stereotype.
Yeah. No, me too. It's okay. And that's what's funny is that it doesn't fall into like man or woman kind of things. You're just a bisexual, just doing your finger guns and your jean jackets. It's all we're all up to.
You are the first cis. Are you a cis woman?
Yes.
Okay, you're the first cis woman I've had on this podcast.
Okay.
So like I've asked you like, what does it mean to like be like a queer comedian? What does it mean to be a woman in comedy?
I think to a certain extent, in some ways, it's easier to get booked on shows because I'm still a bit of a novelty in the comedy world. Even though in 2025, I don't know how there are still so few women around, you know? So on one hand, it is easier just to get booked. But the experience of being a woman in comedy, I do think is harder because there's sexism going around, you know?
Yes.
And I don't always feel like an equal, you know? It's a bit of a boys' club, you know? I feel like I've got to... Sometimes I act like a little bit of a pick-me girl, and I should be past this. Jesus Christ, Brittany, you know? But I get caught up in it sometimes, too. There's just so many dudes around all the time. So it's easier and harder. But I think that as far as, like, writing material and connecting to the audience, that being a woman is a huge boon. Like, I'm looking at things from a different angle than all these dudes that have been doing comedy for a while. Like, there's plenty of dude angles, you know, especially straight, cis-het white dude, you know, like that angle has been covered. We've heard about that experience before, and while it is 2025, and I think it's ridiculous that it should still be surprising, it's surprising hearing me talk about sex and, like, being sex positive and, you know, like, just being, like, true, like, feministic type things, you know, being loud and proud and in power and confident, and you're gonna listen to me talk, and even just convincing people that women are funny, you know? I don't know. It's an interesting place to be.
It is. Because my thing is, like, I love women in comedy. I feel like there isn't enough, and most of that is kind of just because of, like, you know, rampant sexism. And then also, like, you'll have, like, a few, in my opinion, there have been, like, a few, women comedians who have, like, had such controversies and, like, have, like, done these, like, horrible things that have kind of set, like, women in comedy spaces back, like, 10 years, I'd say.
Who are you thinking of when you say that? Like, I'm thinking of, like, not Rosie O'Donnell. What's the like Roseanne, you know? Like, that's one that I'm thinking
Roseanne,
of.
The two specifically I was thinking of...
Ellen? Sorry,
was,
I'm just guessing.
No, you're good. If you really want me to be honest, the two specifically I'm thinking of is, like, Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
And Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Ellen specifically had, like, such a good run.
Yeah.
And then it kind of came out that she was, like, this horrible person.
Just an asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with Amy Schumer, is it that she's, like, Zionist kind of stuff?
Is she Zionist?
I mean, that's what... My sister's really into Palestine kinds of things. She's like, Jesus Christ, Amy Schumer. But I don't know. What's up with Amy Schumer? Let's go.
For starters, she had, like, a huge reputation as a joke thief.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Like, she once went on Ellen and told one of Ellen's jokes to
my God.
Ellen.
That's bad.
How do you steal someone's joke and then say it directly to their face? That's one thing I think is, like, horrendous.
That's wild. No, I didn't know that. You know, I loved the Amy Schumer show when she was on Comedy Central. Probably because I hadn't seen women saying some of the shit that she was doing. Like, she kind of paved the way for me to be a raunchy little sex comic like I am now. But,
yeah, no, and that was another... Like, I see people online dogging Amy Schumer for, like, all the raunchy sex stuff, but it's like... Yeah. So many, like, male comedians are also, like, raunchy sex jokes, and she's saying basically the equivalent of those jokes.
Yeah.
So I don't get how, like, oh, it's funny when a fucking man talks about it, but, like, when a woman talks about it, it's like, ew, gross.
Well, it's just like the early 2000s with, like, hip-hop and R&B music, and then, but as soon as Christina Aguilera was all sexy, it's like she's the devil for it. Like, oh my God, it's just women are demonized, you know? We are sex objects, but we're not supposed to be. We're supposed to be coy about it, you know? I'm sexy, but I don't know it. I'm just a dumb baby, you know? It just, yeah. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Cue Happy Birthday, Mr. President from Marilyn Monroe.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God.
But she was actually super smart too. Marilyn Monroe
she was
really smart. Have you heard of, who's that? Hattie Lamar? Yeah, right? I mean, patents, you know, like a genius. And she was the most beautiful woman in the world. They didn't want that from her. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's like you can be, like, amazing, drop-dead gorgeous, but as soon as, like, you show that you have a level of intelligence that's, like on par with, like, some of the smartest men in the world, or even surpass some of the smartest men in the world, they're like, shut that shit down.
Yeah.
People don't need to know that women are smart. Women don't need to know they can be smart. Shut it the fuck down.
And when women are smart, but they're not pretty, that's again, you're the devil. Like, oh my God, how are these ugly women in Congress, you know? Like, oh my God.
You just stop trying to change the world and get back to the fucking kitchen. Blah blah blah. Like I hate comments like that. Like that shit pisses me off.
Tale as old as time. I can't believe we're still doing this. Yeah.
Like it's the like you said earlier, it's like the literal end of 2025.
Yeah.
How the fuck is this still a thing?
Yeah, it's tough. But then I look back and sometimes I think about how many more women have Netflix specials and Hulu specials and how famous they are online, and that so many of them are comfortable now talking about sex, when back in the day, like, Amy Schumer was getting shit on for it. And now it's just what a lot of female comics do. It just, you have to have someone get shit on for long enough until things are better than they used to be. It still sucks that we're not further. I'm disappointed in the world, but thank God I was born now and not then.
Right.
I mean, geez, yeah. I would not have been good at having less rights than I have currently.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It still sucks, but we are improving when you look back. At the early 2000s, like, the stuff that we used to say about women and the comedies and stuff, like the rom-coms that I would watch, or even, like, American Pie movies, just the views of women.
Yeah,
it has gotten better. Things have gotten better.
Yeah,
we can be fully developed characters now, and that's nice.
It is crazy, like I was trying to watch, what was it? Like, I stole my sister's HBO Max login, and so, like, I was trying to see what they had for, like, comedy on there, and they had, like, some of, like, the old 90s, like, half-hour comedy hours or whatever. like the HBO comedy half hour. And, like, I was, like, put it on until I was like, oh, I want to see what, like, comedy was like back then. And immediately the first thing I hear is, like, women need to just fucking blow me. Or, like, faggot this, faggot that. I'm like, oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Like, obviously, like, again, comedy is subjective, but, like, that shit would not fly today. Oh, my God.
For sure. The Eddie Murphy documentary just dropped, and I, like, afterward, Netflix suggested one of his old specials. I had seen the one of him in the red. Delirious, I think is one of them.
I thought that was Raw. Because I was watching that, too.
Were
you? You know, I got recommended Eddie Murphy's Raw from, like, 87. And immediately he's talking about, like, oh, the fags in Hollywood. And I'm like,
straight up, yeah.
Ooh, that. And then
about how literally everyone's cheating on their wives. They're like, well, if you're not cheating, you're lying, you know, kind of thing. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think that is Eddie Murphy's Raw.
Yeah.
He went to, like, is like, men, I'm about to, like, tell the women on, like I'm about to expose our biggest secret to them. Mm-hmm. No, don't. Yes. It's like, if you can make a woman come.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
No, it didn't age well. I mean, some of it is still pretty funny, but I mean, most of it doesn't. And that's like all of comedy. And like, I mean, I can't even go back and look at Whitney Cummings specials from like 8 years ago. And she's like my favorite. I love Whitney Cummings.
Yeah.
But that shit's, it's not great. It's not great. Don't do it. Don't watch comedy that's more than like 3 or 4 years old. Comedy doesn't age well because it's supposed to kind of be right on the edge, you know?
Yeah, like, even anything, like, prior to 2020, even 2020, I feel like, is, like, the cutoff.
Anything from, like, February 2020, like, it's like we're living in such a different world that it just, I don't know, even the things that they're talking about feels like they don't matter anymore, you know? Mm-hmm. It's like, there was a whole pandemic, you know, you gotta catch up
like,
for this,
no.
You know? We're too far removed from that world for it to be funny.
That's kind of how I felt, because like a little side project I'm doing is I've had this idea to make like a YouTube video about reviewing the worst stand-up specials of all of the decade 2020, like the 2020 decade, like so far. So like 5 years worth of comedy specials, I could watch that in a weekend. No, in 2020 alone there was like 43. Yeah, at least according to Wikipedia.
Are you a big fan of, like, any of these Gen Z comics? Like, who are you into as Gen Z one? Are you, like, a Matt Rife or, what's her name, Hannah Berner? I mean, Matt Rife.
Is it well, first of all, fuck Matt Rife. Yeah, I have such a deep hatred for Matt Rife. Yeah. It's not even funny. But for reasons unrelated completely. Okay. I don't know. I haven't really been getting a lot of Gen Z comics, like, in my algorithm, kind of. Yeah. For me, it's kind of just, like, what the algorithm is pushing towards me.
Totally. Yeah.
Because that's my thing, is, like, I don't know who these people are unless the algorithm pushes me to them. Yeah. And so, like, I can't, like, look them up.
I love when the algorithm shows me, like, a nobody with, like, a little funny bit. I thumbs up those ones so fast. I was like, oh, this guy's got nothing. That was a good bit. And then it shows me more, and I was like, yeah, this is good. But that one was really good. Like, I think I'm generous with the thumbs up on especially lesser known folks. I was like, attaboy, I hope you get up there in the algo.
What's the weirdest or funniest thing that's ever happened to you at an event or a show?
I guess the weirdest gig that I ever did, it paid probably the best. I think I got paid $300 to do a murder mystery dinner. They needed improv actors. And that sounds legit, right?
Was this the one at the Blue Theater? Like
no. This was like a private event. They like hire this dude, and then he flies into whatever town, and then like hires local people. And Chris Jessup and Nancy Gasper did it with me, and the guy was so weird that put it on. He was apparently, my character was supposed to be his girlfriend, and this guy is, I swear, he's like 55. He's so awkward. So he's introducing me to everyone at the party. He's like, this is my girlfriend, and they're all looking at me like, oh, you know.
Blink twice for help. Like,
yeah, and so it's supposed to be this whole thing, and that's what I'm being paid there to do. So I'm like, yep, we're in love. It's been 4 years, you know, that's my guy, you know.
God.
And the murder mystery, it was so awkward. I think that there were 3 people in the bachelorette party, combo bachelorette party that were like into it, and the rest of the people weren't. And the guy They put it on, he's supposed to, like, the thing is this, he's a stand-up comedian, and he did this, like, fake set, and it was so bad.
Oh my
and then, after it was all over, the people, some of, like, the girls were like, it's not really your boyfriend, and I was like, no, not a fucking chance. It was like so weird. Best money I've ever made, but it was the longest night. I mean, that must have been 3.5, 4 hours at a murder mystery dinner. Well, it was bad.
So like, what, like $75 an hour? Like, that's...
Yeah, not great. And I don't even drink. It's hard to get through stuff like that.
Oh, God, no.
Can't even have a cocktail. What are we doing here? Just making small talk, which is my nightmare. I hate small talk. So.
My problem is I'm just too broke to not be sober. So it's like, I will suffer through it because I have no money.
Mm-hmm.
But do you, like, this is just the first question I have on top of my head. Do you kind of, like, think that maybe that guy just, like that's his thing? It's like he does, like, improv murder mysteries, and then when he hires actors, he just
chooses the hot girl.
He just like the hottest one of the fucking group is like, you're my girlfriend. Like,
well, the thing was, he was supposed to die, and Nancy was supposed to be his wife, and I'm the girlfriend. And then the wife walks in, and everyone's looking at us thinking there's a big controversy between us. I mean, yeah, I do partially think maybe that's how he gets his rocks off, is being like, well, I did have a 30-year-old on my arm for 2 hours, even though I did have to pay her. You know? That's all right. It's all right. I get you.
Like no judgment, but like, dude.
Yeah, a little judgment. I think you can judge a little.
We don't judge. We ask why.
Oh, I hadn't heard that, and I do like that. I'm stealing that.
Oh no, please do. I forgot where I heard. I think I heard it from. It was just like a random internet forum where it's like we don't kink shame, we kink ask why.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Oh my god. So what would you say is the best and worst advice you've ever received?
Oh my god. I don't know if I want to say, yeah. I'll share it. This is I had a crush on this kid.
Okay.
And he was black, and my stepmom told me, be careful, because sometimes when the white guy is at the club, so you dancing with the black guy, then the white guys don't want to dance with you anymore. And that's what my stepmom told me about one of my first crushes in middle school. So,
what the fuck?
you know, sometimes you don't realize how growing up in Eastern Washington you were until you get older. No, I think at the time I knew that was wrong too. I was like, that doesn't track. Something tells me that's not right. So that's probably the worst advice I've ever gotten.
That sounds like the genuine
That's the definition of worst. You know what? She grew up in St. Mary's, Idaho, and, you know, it is bad, it's wrong, but we do ask why, and so, whoops. Best advice. Let's see. The best advice was to read this book that helped me stop drinking.
Ooh.
It's called This Naked Mind by Annie. Maybe Annie Grace is her name, and I read it twice. I listened to it on an audiobook, and it really, really helped me, because quitting drinking was something that I wanted to do for a long time and hadn't really successfully done, so I've recommended that book to a bunch of people. The cover of it looks terrible. Like, it looks like the kind of book that you do not want to buy in the store. You're like, this is embarrassing.
Absolutely not, no.
Yeah, no, get the audiobook, or, like, just put a cover on it, because it's going to look like, oh, no, that's embarrassing. But it's okay. It's okay. It's a great book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I might look at that. I'll drink, but, like, I don't feel, like, this, like, compelling need to drink, which is insane, because, like, alcoholism runs in my family.
Yeah.
It's, like, I don't know if it's, like, I don't have that addictive gene or whatever the fuck, but it's, like, you know, like, I'll drink just because, like, why not? I'll drink. But, like, I don't feel it's, like, oh, God, like, I need a drink. Like, fucking...
Yeah, no, that's fabulous. People are like, what was it? And I was like, I mean, nothing. I never had a bad moment, but I was doing things I don't think other people were doing. Like, my friends weren't stopping at the bar to take a shot before they went to a baby shower, and I was,
no, I don't like, that's not...
Shots before baby showers, and I was like, I don't feel like this is normal.
Gotta fucking pregame the baby shower?
I mean, they are pretty bad. Have you ever been to a baby shower?
No, but I've heard horror stories.
It's a lot of small talk, and it's a lot of bad games, especially if you're not even into babies. I'm not. I like the elderly. I'm not into babies.
I'm growing up in a generation where, like, it's not necessarily that, like, we don't want to have kids, but it's like, have you seen the fucking world around us? Who the fuck wants to raise a kid in this?
Yeah, I feel ya. I hear ya.
Like, it's like not having a kid is the morally correct thing to do. Mm-hmm. Or at least that's kind of how our mindset is about that.
Yeah. The older I get, the more sure I am that I'm not going to have kids. But I do think about fostering, maybe someday. You didn't ask, but wouldn't it be nice?
I mean, I don't know, like
a teenager, not babies. No babies.
Right. You know, this was something my fiance and I talked about. Was like, if we were to ever have kids, we would adopt a kid, but like not like an infant, but like maybe like slightly older, like maybe like kindergarten, first grade.
Hell yeah.
So at least like we can say that, like, oh yeah, like we're the parents of a child, but also not be like, oh god, we didn't have to like deal with the years of like changing diapers and like fucking like
infancy
this and that.
does not appeal to me.
Does not sound like I've seen my aunt, who was like this amazing woman in my life, pre-kids and then like post-kids, like after the kid's like 4, how she looks like she ate, like the kid's 4 but you look like you've aged 15.
Yeah.
Like that's I can't imagine the amount of stress that puts on you.
Kids and math, not even once.
Not even once. Everyone, welcome to this episode's ad break. As always, I just want to start off by giving a big thanks to everyone who tunes in and listens. I know I did this at the top of the show, but it's tradition. You know, I gotta say it in the ad break. Thank you so much for giving the show attention. It really means a lot to me from the bottom of my heart. As always, the best way you can support this podcast is simply by word of mouth. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell whoever you think would be interested in this podcast to give it a listen. First and foremost, I'm going to be plugging Brittany Holden. You can find her on social media and Instagram at britt.ho.comedy. As far as I'm aware, this is the only social media she has. I've tried looking everywhere. I've looked Threads, TikTok, Twitter, ew, gross, but I looked on Twitter. Couldn't really find any evidence of her there. I mean, she has a Facebook, but that's like her personal Facebook. That's not like a public page like I have. It would be crazy for Brittany to just wake up to like hundreds of fucking friend requests on Facebook. That'd be insane. This Friday, December 19th, Brittany Holden is going to be in Post Falls at the Draft Zone. She is producing a show that, according to the DM she just sent me, is called Naughty and Nice, which is where her and a bunch of other comics are going to go up. They're going to give like a nice, clean, wholesome comedy set, and then they'll come back on and give some like dirty, nasty, raunchy jokes. It's all going to be a good time. Side note, I love the fact that I'm currently like recording the ad break for my podcast and I can hear my fiance in the other room listening to my podcast. On the social media side of things, you can find the show on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and YouTube at Out Loud Comedy Podcast. If you want to email the show in any way, either you want to send some fan mail, send some hate mail, want to sponsor the show at all, please email us at outloudqueerpodcast@gmail.com. Of course, you can find me personally on social media as well. TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Twitter. I believe just those 4. You can find me there at CJW_comedy. You can find my Bluesky at cjwcomedy.bsky.social. And then you can find my YouTube at just CJW Comedy. Now for the moment I've been very excited about for this whole ad break. I have my first sponsor. And by that, I mean a company was putting out an ad that just said, would you like to be sponsored by us? And I filled out an application, and then I got an email, so now here we are. If you're anything like me, then you're a little gay bitch who's just addicted to caffeine. And if you're also like me, you're trying to cut out as much sugar as possible because now that you're 25, you suddenly need to worry about your health and maybe be concerned about the family history of diabetes. That's why I'm a fan of this episode's sponsor, Dubby. Dubby contains no calories, no sugar, no maltodextrin. Jesus Christ, if you can't even pronounce the words, then you should be glad there's nothing of that in it. No fillers, no artificial colors, and no bullshit. To me, Dubby is genuinely a pretty good product. I've started trying to exercise lately, which, I mean, it's worked off and on, but we're all human. But I've been trying to find a really good pre-workout because I can't really do anything without caffeine in the morning. And the problem is that a lot of pre-workouts that I find in store just contain too much sugar for me to want to consume. So I'm very glad that Dubby just doesn't have any of that. Dubby also partnered with the anime streaming site Crunchyroll to do a few official collabs. Dubby's done 3 collabs with Crunchyroll to have exclusive flavors and shaker bottles for 3 different animes. Those, of course, being Frieren, Chainsaw Man, and my personal favorite, fucking Solo Leveling. That show is the fucking shit. Please go fucking watch Solo Leveling. Should probably also mention the flavors. So the Frieren flavor is honeydew and white grape. For Chainsaw Man, you have chainsaw sliced blood orange, which sounds awesome as hell. And then the Solo Leveling flavor is purple grape and blue raz, which are 2 of my favorite flavors. So I like to see that my favorite anime and my favorite flavors are kind of just meshing like that. So head on over to Dubby's website and use promo code CJWComedy at checkout to get 10% off. Or you can click the link in the description /show notes, and that'll take you to Gubby's website automatically, and it'll apply the code at checkout. Thank you for listening to the ad segment for this episode of Out Loud. Next week, I'm going to take a week off the podcast because it's Christmas. Or, if you're not celebrating a holiday, it's Christmas. So I'm going to be taking the week off for that. And week after that, I should either be doing a mini episode or I'm going to have another guest on. And I say that because I have a guest lineup. We just have to, schedule actually sitting down for the interview. Anyway, I'm going to stop taking up your guys' time. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Talking with a lot of other queer comics about the comedy community as a whole, I've gotten a lot of mixed reactions. Some say it's one of the most welcoming and understanding communities that there is, and others say that it's this incredibly toxic culture. Where do you stand on that, and or do you have a different opinion altogether?
I think the truth's always somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I think that there are some of the most welcoming folks. I think that in general, Spokanites look out for each other, but there definitely are some... There's some conservative comics who are really active in the scene that I don't... They're so kind and nice to me, but I do wonder how they feel about my rights and the rest of... They don't have to... I don't have to agree with everyone, but I mean, I'm sure that some people... that's a tough question to answer.
It's like they'll be nice to you to your face, and then behind closed doors they're like, fucking bit. Shit like that.
Like, they'll suspend the sexism, homophobia in front of me, yeah. And of course, there's, like, that whole edgelord thing about comedy, where a lot of what you're saying is for a reaction kind of thing. So people say terrible things they don't quite mean, but they think are okay to say, you know? And I've tiptoed over the line sometimes too. I said faggot in one joke and I was like, and it worked. I did think it was funny, but boy, I don't know if I'd do that. I don't know. It's tough, because I've gotten less pearl clutchy over times because I'm around comics that say wild shit all the time, but I also don't want to say things that hurt people, and sometimes I guess wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, where is the line? And the line moves. I don't know. It's tough.
All the time, yeah.
The line is, it's tough. So, yeah, you can find what you're looking for here. If you want to find goodness, you can find it, but you'll also probably encounter the opposite of what you're looking for, too. It's a mixed bag,
Yeah, it's, I've been trying to, look at it, since starting this podcast, I've been trying to get this whole picture. I've been trying to find the source of it, and it's sometimes I'll hear, for instance, on my very first episode I did with Jenny Watson, she was yeah, sure, there will be people who will make jokes say about trans people that will make me feel like absolute dog shit, But then at the same time, when, like, another person is being transphobic towards me, those same comedians who made those jokes will be ready to beat the shit out of this person at any given moment.
Like, that's what I think of. It's just that these folks, they care about us as individuals, but they don't care about us as a community. And boy, that's a weird place to be. Don't quite respect that, you know? But it's, yeah, that's tough. And, yeah.
And then, coming out on the episode that I have coming out tomorrow, as of the day we're recording this, I talked with my first non-Spokane comedian, where I asked them this question, and immediately they were like, "Oh, toxic, 100%."
Really?
Like, yeah. Okay. I mean, she was from Chicago.
Yeah.
So, like, I can kind of see, like, getting this perspective is like, it's gonna be different wherever your home base is.
Yeah.
I feel like Spokane, because like we're still right next to Idaho, so we're still fairly conservative.
Yeah.
But because we're in Washington State, which is just a fairly liberal state as a whole, like, it's a lot more accepting than it would be if we were in Idaho. Yeah.
No, I think you're totally right. I think that this is a moderate town, but not to say that people are in the middle. I think that we truly have both ends of the spectrum. Like, a comedian that I was hosting for, he was like, "What is this town? I'm getting, like, I saw people at the Pride Parade, but then someone was, like, in full-on camouflage, like, yee," and I was like, no, like, they're both here, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think that Spokane is the epitome of tolerance, because we literally live right next door to each other, you know? Like, you do have, like, damn near KKK people who have to be next to, you know, like, I mean, loud, out, and proud. We got drag queens walking around, you know?
No,
like,
fucking for real.
There's no avoiding each other here. It's not like if we were deep, deep, deep in the South where queer people aren't out, you know? Or it's not like we're in a big city where you aren't around conservatives like that. Like, here, you have to be with both, you know? Which I think is good, and it's good for developing comedy, too. I do think that we have to develop our chops here in a crowd that, like I said, is kind of 50-50.
Right.
You know, it's good to have to work with both, because
like,
that's what humanity is. You know?
Never know if they're gonna be all 100% on your side, or they're all 100% gonna fucking hate you. Like, it's good to know how to gauge that.
And if you come from a weird childhood, sometimes that feels great. Is having to earn it a little bit. You're like, oh, do you love me? You don't love me? I'll earn you back. I can earn you back. Come on, give me a chance. You know.
As bisexuals, we seek approval from everyone, but we won't always get it. If you could get away with one ridiculous crime, no consequences, what would you do?
One ridiculous crime.
I found that everyone has a different definition for what ridiculous is.
Yeah. One ridiculous crime. Ooh, that's a thinker. You gotta give me a second. Okay, I just thought of a fun one. I would go replace all of SPD's handguns with very, very convincing looking squirt guns. And they won't know until it's time. And they just go, what the fuck? You know? That would be fun.
That would be so good. Honestly, fucking, oh my god.
First one that popped in my head, but I'm proud of it.
See, now the problem is that, like, if I know that they now have squirt guns instead of, like, real guns,
like you,
pieces of shit like me would try to do a suicide by cop, and then next thing you know, they're just
and you're like, oh yeah, big boy, I like it wet. Oh, I'm so wet right now. Squirt me again, squirt me harder. Oh yeah. Wouldn't that be fun?
Got some fucking more for me, daddy?
Yeah, squirt it in my mouth.
Come on, you little piggy, don't you want to get me all wet?
Nom 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 nom.
Oh god, this is the one question that I have that I haven't actually thought of myself. What the fuck would I do for one ridiculous crime?
Alright, well now it's the one. What are you gonna do?
I still don't have an answer because I genuinely can't think of anything.
Honestly, it's a tough one. I was thinking, what could I do to mess with people in traffic or something? And I was like, what can I do to cause just chaos is what I want to do. Like, I want to do a chaotic neutral. Like, I don't want to do a chaotic evil for sure. And honestly, not even chaotic good. Just kind of want to fuck shit up just for fun.
I want to get, like, a big magnet that's, like, computer programmed to only suck up Cybertrucks.
Yeah?
And then just attach it to a helicopter and then fly around the city just collecting Cybertrucks just to get them the fuck out of Spokane.
Oh Oh my gosh, like I'm just picturing the metal thing in the Brave Little Toaster. That'll be you, just with the traps.
just stealing Cybertrucks. All right, so let's assume you go to therapy, which as a comedian is very likely not happening. But let's just say that it is. If you could choose any fictional character to be your therapist, who would it be and why?
I'm sorry to brag about having health insurance. I do have therapy. Very necessary.
Fuck.
I'm sorry. I know.
A comedian with health insurance? What the fuck are you?
I know. I got like a full-time job. It's gross.
How dare you?
It's gross. Anyone to be my therapist. I kind of want someone a little angry and someone to make my problems feel small. Like, not specifically Bill Burr, but someone kind of along those, like, no bullshit kind of lines, you know?
Weirdly, when you said that, my first thought was Frank Reynolds from It's Always Sunny.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, just not, and I don't mean Dane DeVito, I mean specifically the character Frank Reynolds.
Okay, yeah. He won't yell at me so much as he'll offer me cured meats, but that does sound just as healing.
He'll try to get you involved in whatever fucking Ponzi scheme he's got going on that week.
Yeah. No, I'm Italian, I'm in.
Oh, no, for sure, yeah.
We're doing it. I have health insurance, but I'm not rich.
No, valid. God, no, no, so you're Italian. Okay, now I gotta ask. So, fully Italian or like quarter Italian? Like what's?
Like I think like 3/8. Like my
something like that.
Yeah. My mom's like 3/4. Yeah.
Italian mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
Big
Italian.
Old family.
My Italian came from my dad's side. His mom. Her parents were kind of like I think Italian immigrants. I might. Either way, like and when I say like I had an Italian grandmother, I mean like. Whenever we go on car trips, she'd have 2 bags, one full of her meds, one full of meat. Like
that's so
like,
funny.
Like I'm talking like full blown Italian grandma.
No, we had been in the country for way too long. My family like our pasta sauce is ragu is like my joke that I say. It's bad.
We still make our own pasta sauce,
That's
but in
good.
the sense that like we get like canned tomatoes and then have our own spice blend and
That's
shit
good.
like that.
That's still better
Which is
than the
you know
ragu.
still it's better than ragu, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your like Italian name? Because I assume it's not Corbin Willmorth.
No, it's Pharaoh, which I learned recently is just like the Italian version of Smith.
Huh.
Like how like
F-E-R-R-O?
F-E-R-O, yeah.
Okay.
So it's like how like John Smith is the most like fucking like average last like name in America.
Yeah.
In Italy, the last name Pharaoh is like, oh yeah, so like who are you related to? Oh, the Pharaohs. Yeah, fucking you and everyone else in this fucking town. Like who? What?
Yeah. My favorite composer name, I studied music in college, and Giuseppe Verdi, the composer, it just translates to Joe Green, which is so funny. You're like, oh, good old Joe Green, but Giuseppe Verdi sounds so much more fun, doesn't it?
Do you think that he was really an American named Joe Green who like tried to feed into?
Yes. Classic. Oh, Giuseppe. Oh, troublemaker.
No, that would be great. But no, my answer to this question is I don't know how familiar you are with video games.
Lightly. I'm a light video gamer.
Have you ever heard of a video game called Psychonauts?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's an old like PS2 Xbox game.
Okay.
Where
that's my generation then, at least.
Yeah, so it's it's this weird. It's really hard to describe the plot, but basically it's like you play as this like kid who can like enter people's minds.
Okay.
And like there's this character named the Milkman. Mm-hmm. And like that's his name is the Milkman, and he always has this catchphrase of "I am the Milkman. My milk is delicious." I feel like if I just drank his milk, that would fix all of my problems.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, milk is a big hot topic these days. Is it like processed milk? Is this like raw milk? Like,
I don't know, but it's good enough for aliens to want to abduct him to learn his milk secrets.
Okay. Good enough for aliens, good enough for me. That's what I always say.
That's a genuine part of the game.
That's so weird. But video games in that era were just
video games
not that they're normal nowadays. But...
Yeah, they don't need to make. I feel like video games nowadays have forgotten that they don't need to make sense. Mm-hmm. A video game can just be insane bullshit for the sake of insane bullshit.
There was this one video game on a PS1, and it was just this guy learning to be a rapper, and so you just press buttons in order.
Parappa the Rapper?
Yes!
Yeah, I fucking love
How
Parappa
is that
the
a
Rapper.
video game, you know? That's all. Doesn't need to make sense.
So, how does being queer affect your comedy? And how has your perspective made you stand out compared to non-queer comedians? I feel like we kind of got into that a little bit earlier.
I think it's affected my comedy by giving me like a larger breadth of culture to talk about and to reference, you know? Like, it's not unlike, yeah, I know all about the straight white culture, you know? I grew up on Papa Roach and Limp Bizkit, you know?
Me as fuck, but go on.
But also, you know, like, loved RuPaul, you know, haven't watched in a hot minute, but I mean, back in the day was obsessed like everyone, you know, and just being on online queer culture, like knowing about like trans femme culture and things, I think opens me up to having more references and being able to connect with more people. Like, I don't know, I don't do much crowd work or super topical things, but like when I do, it's nice to have some things to pull on, just to be able to connect with a wider audience. Like, in the same way that it helps that I come from, like, a redneck family, too. So, it's nice to be able to pull out a NASCAR joke when it calls for it, you know? Like, I love Jeff Gordon as a little girl, you know? I got a whole joke about how that being my first crush on a guy, which is the gayest thing in the world, you know?
That
like,
kind of is.
Holy shit, Brittany, you know? So I think it's helpful to be able to draw from different areas, you know? What was the other half of that?
How's your perspective made you stand out compared to other non-queer comedians?
Yeah. I think I got better style, for sure.
Better style, you think?
I think queer folk are less afraid of sequins, you know? Or a lot of sequin jackets. Yeah, I think just having more cultural references like that, yeah.
Just having more cultural references?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. What do you think the role of comedy is in social change?
Ugh. So important. That's my whole goal with comedy, is that I want it to be art that's also intellectual. I want art that challenges people. Like that's what has changed my mind on I wish I could think of an example where it has in the past, but like all my favorite jokes are ones that make me go, oh, yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? You know, like comedy points out what isn't normal, but we've accepted to be normal, you know? Like it's someone putting a magnifying glass on something that we all just kind of took for granted. Like I can think of in Bill Burr's most recent special, he started it with jokes about Palestine, and he's saying that they had to bomb the places with these kids, you know, because they were using the kids to protect Hamas, and his joke was, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to get around that. And isn't that just, I mean, that just kind of breaks it. Like, if you have any argument for trying to destroy Hamas, but you're like, well, sorry, I got to bomb the hospitals. He's like, well, you know, you just can't do that.
Have you considered not bombing the hospitals?
You know, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I think that one, because of course I didn't think that it was okay to bomb the hospitals, but just hearing someone say, you're going to have to get around that, like, goes like, yeah. No fucking duh. I don't know. Little things like that, I think, really can push the needle with people, you know?
Yeah, I'm trying not to get, like, all, like, conspiracy. But, like, my fiance is very, like, big into, like, keeping, like, up to date on, like world events and stuff like that. My fiance is fully, like, Hamas isn't real. That's not, like...
Oh, yeah?
There's been... Like, my fiance has been very big on educating me about, like, the whole, like, Israel-Palestine conflict.
Yeah.
And how to the point where it kind of feels like now they're just using Hamas as, like, their excuse for, like, basically genociding the entire country.
A scapegoat?
As, like, a scapegoat, yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. Comedy just moves the needle for people. It makes it okay to talk about things that weren't okay to talk about. You know, you can awkwardly laugh at first, and then maybe have a conversation in the car. Yeah,
maybe it can help bring awareness to certain situations that are happening in the world.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And what better way to open people up than with a smile and a laugh? Like, you get more flies with honey than with vinegar, right? Mm-hmm. Like, instead of yelling at people in TikToks or just, you know, rage baiting people online, let's make them laugh and enjoy thinking about something. It just makes politics more palatable, you know, or world issues more palatable. That's one of my favorite things that I do is talking about sexual violence, domestic violence, things like that, because on one hand, I don't want to hurt people or trigger people by bringing things up, but on the other hand, my favorite jokes have been the ones that have made me laugh about something terrible that's happened in my life, you know? So, I don't know. Making people talk about sexual abuse and things, and childhood sexual abuse, and bringing it up and making them laugh. It's bringing it to mind. It's making it so that these things aren't in the shadows anymore. We just need to bring it to light somehow, you know? So, yeah. That's my favorite part about comedy.
So would you say it would be, do you think comedy is a good tool for activism?
Yes, absolutely. I wish I could remember that Palestinian comedian. My sister brought me to his show at the club, and yeah, I think it's great. I mean, in some ways, when you're a comedian that's focused on one form of activism, you can kind of get in an echo chamber, you know? Like the people who are coming to your shows only believe in your type of thing because you've made that your whole identity. So maybe you're not pushing the needle if that's all who's coming to your show are the people that already agree with you,
right?
You know? So it can go either way, you know? I've seen conservative shows that are just, echo chambery, and I've seen liberal shows where they're getting a bunch of clapter by making fun of Trump, you know, and I don't like clapter as a comedian, meaning like when people aren't laughing, but they're doing a lot of clapping because they believe in the same thing. Like that to me that's not what we're doing here. You know, that's great. I'm glad you believe it, but we're not going for claps. We're going for laughs, you know?
That's how I felt watching, I got a free trial to Amazon Prime, and a lot of George Carlin's old specials are on there. Oh, yeah? And it's like I really, find what George Carlin says funny, and I agree with a lot of it. But a lot of, what you hear in the audience is, less laughter and more, clapping and cheers and, woo, whenever he says, conservatives hate abortion because when you're, a fetus to 9 months, you're the most precious being, but once you're born, they can not give a fuck until you're military age. Yeah. I believe it was I'm paraphrasing it, but it's they weren't really clapping. They were full-heartedly fuck yeah, he's saying what we're all thinking, but it's that's not a joke.
This isn't a rally, you guys. That's not what we're doing here, you know? And a moment of that, if that's what you're passionate about, use your platform, sure, you know, but I just want to be funny too. I want to make people laugh. That's what we're going for.
I think the closest I've ever gotten to a political joke, other than no, this is probably as close I've gotten to a political joke. The fucking Epstein files right now. My now former roommate made a comment being the Epstein files is our modern day Reynolds pamphlet, as a reference the Hamilton musical. And then the problem is that when they said that, I had just figured out how to do a Trump impression. Yeah. So, for instance, they were talking about, fucking, Trump and Bill Clinton. That was a big thing. So then I was the Epstein files is our modern day... Then I started thinking Trump and then the Hamilton musical. And then I started paraphrasing Hamilton in a Donald Trump voice.
That's funny.
Me and Bill Clinton had a sordid affair, and Epstein wrote it all down right there.
Oh, that's funny. I saw the greatest... Yeah, that's funny. I was gonna say more, and I forgot what I was gonna say.
You're good. You lost the train of thought. You're good. Stitching your crocheting some mittens.
It's for you.
Oh, this is for me?
Yeah, it's a stocking.
Oh my god. Oh, I love this.
I just chose a ball of yarn. I hope you like the color. I've been making them all day. I'm a little obsessed with crocheting lately.
Oh, thank you so much. Genuinely, yeah. I love this. This is so cute.
Well, cool. I hope it fits in a little door handle or something.
Maybe
just a little something.
I don't know, maybe this is what we'll shove all of my cat's treats into this year.
That's funny.
My fiance and I spoil the fuck out of our cat. Literally, nice. My fiance and I have our own stocking just for the fucking cat.
Oh, that's great. Me too. I have a little tiny one just for her. She's a spoiled little gal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What advice would you give to up-and-coming comedians who are struggling to find their voice or facing rejection?
I feel like I'm still pretty new to comedy to be giving much advice. So I can really only give it to, beginners. You know, someone who's been doing less time than me, would be... do it, which is shitty advice, no one wants that. It's gonna suck, you're gonna be scared, and then it'll be over, and then you'll be better, you just kind of have to just do it, which again is lame. No one wants that kind of advice. You know, you're just going to have to write some things down. I think the easiest way to get going is to put stuff in your phone when you think it's funny. You know, just put it in there. And then when you want to go to an open mic, you just look through your phone and say, what of this shit do I want to say into a microphone today? And the rest of it will come over time. You know, at first you just need to know how to be on stage, and then you can work on a little bit of joke, and then you work on a little bit of your stage presence. You know, I think that personally I had a bit of a head start because I studied opera in college, so I think that on stage I have comfortable stage presence, but it's coming at the expense of my writing because I am so comfortable that I don't have to be as good of a student of comedy. You know, I can wing it a little bit more than some other folks. But yeah, hard work and time. You just gotta show up. Well, that's shitty advice. No one wants to hear that. They all want the razzle dazzle. I ain't got no razzle dazzle.
No. Yeah, I've heard a lot of interesting advice throughout, like, talking to people on this podcast.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing. Is like the biggest thing to do is just to show up. Like that. I feel like that's kind of what you were hinting at a little bit there.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of times when I don't want to go to an open mic because I feel like I haven't written anything, and I get embarrassed about doing the same old stuff all over again. Like, I want to do new stuff. I want to look like I'm growing and look like I'm working hard, you know, but sometimes I don't want to, but then while I'm driving there is when I think of something finally. Like it really is just putting yourself in that place to write comedy. Like, when I'm not inspired, just going, like, on the way there, I'll think of something funny, you know?
My thing that I fucking hate is that, like, when I will try to, like carve out time in my day to sit down with, like, my notebook and try to, like, come on, write a joke, I'll have fucking nothing. But then I'm at McDonald's fucking flipping burgers, and then I'll have, like, oh my god, this is such a great fucking idea in my head. Like what the fuck? Like, that's...
Yeah. I listen to Mike Birbiglia's podcast a lot called Working It Out, because it's really comedy writer friendly. They talk about the process of it, you know, and one of the recent episodes they're talking about just writing without the expectation of writing jokes. Like, what you need to do is write. Like, the key to writing something good is first writing something shitty, you know, like, write it down on the page, and then, I don't know, if you're just journaling for 20 minutes, then maybe one of those 20 minutes will be spent on something that's even remotely good in your opinion, you know, and then you circle that, you star that, and you work on that later. But just having the regiment of just writing just is it. And that's advice that I'd like to take myself. I don't currently, but I really would like to, you know. And it does help. Every time that I start to journal, I think of something eventually. My Amazon bit, I couldn't think of anything funny. The first 2 pages were just me just talking about basic shit about how they don't let people unionize, and you know, just facts, nothing funny. And then finally, like, at the very end, I was like, oh my god, I got one. And it was literally just one. Like, I got one line out of 15-20 minutes of writing, and not even like a great one, but at least something to try, you know.
I mean, the reason I hate Amazon is because when I worked there, they told me my piss bottle can be more than 16 ounces. But yeah.
That's one of them. Is that I'm like, girl, this guy, he isn't normal. He makes people pee in bottles. Like, Boeing didn't do that, and Boeing had a few screws loose. Like, it's not. You don't have to do that.
Like genuinely, I never once, like, witnessed anyone peeing in a bottle.
But did it happen? I
mean, I can see, like, I worked at Amazon for a full year. I can see where the rumors came from. Because, like, this is something I've explained to people, is that when you work at Amazon, you have this thing called TOT, or time off task. Okay. Because when you're at Amazon, you have 6 cameras trained on you at all times. What? And they manage you down to the microsecond. Like literally, it's like, for instance, the job that I have was called pick, which is where, like, you're on this, like, floor, and, like, you would have, like a freaking, like, Roomba robot with, like, a cubby on it drive up to your station. A projector would flash a light onto what cubby you got to grab something out of. A screen would tell you what to grab, and you have exactly 9 seconds from the moment the robot shows up to grab the item, scan it, put it in a tote, and press a button. And then either it then tells you to grab another item, or it moves on and another robot shows up.
I just can't even. That sounds so hellish, you know?
So then you have this thing called time off task where they keep track of how long you are not doing your task. Mm-hmm. So for instance, if I were to literally stop what I was doing and just run to the bathroom and then run back, within 5 minutes, some floor manager will come over and be like, "Hey, we noticed that you had 3 minutes of TOT here. What's going on there?" It's like, "Yeah, I went to the bathroom." Well, did you know that you can reduce your TOT time by not going to the bathroom until your mandated break time? It's like, yeah, but my mandated break time is in 3 hours. I have to pee now. That's
inhumane, is what it sounds like.
It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, and it's all to make the rich richer, and it's disgusting.
Specifically, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah,
and a bunch of shareholders. Him as a billionaire, but a bunch of other gross-ass people along the way, too.
Well, sure, the shareholders, sure, but only Jeff Bezos is taking rich people to space.
Yeah. What a generous man.
What a generous man to, bring people who can afford to go to space into space.
Yeah, keeping his employees on food stamps to make sure he can do it.
Oh, yeah, and then, telling everyone around there, hey, don't you just fucking hate these people on food stamps? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so amazing. I feel so loved working at Amazon.
It's truly dystopian. It was only recently that I canceled my Prime membership, and it feels good to finally have, but I still have my Audible, which I'm like, you piece of shit, you know? I gotta put my money where my mouth is, but I'm trying to be a lot better about shopping Spokane, local stuff, you know? You gotta try the local first, and it's better to go to the brick and mortar Walmart than Amazon, right. You know? I try to go down the line, but it's hard. It takes more time, it takes more money.
Yeah.
That's tough, and sometimes we're living in the system, you gotta live in it too, you know?
My thing is, one, I buy what I can afford, and mm-hmm. sometimes Amazon is the cheapest option.
That's the thing. Sometimes you're just living in the system.
You know? I'm a broke bitch. I'm getting whatever the fuck I can get.
Totally.
You know?
It's a place of privilege to be able to buy with your ethics, you know, which
right.
is shitty, you know? It shouldn't be like that. But
why is it so hard to be a good person?
Yeah.
It's...
That show The Good Place, we're all going to hell because it's so hard to live well in the world today. And I do mm-hmm. think that that's actually pretty poignant.
Yeah.
For such a silly show.
You know, I've only ever seen clips of The Good Place, but I think, was it the series finale where, they discovered that they were actually in the bad place all along?
Yeah.
That was the series finale?
It was one of the season finales, you know, but that was a big twist, you know? Yeah. It was a good one. It was fun for people that are interested in philosophy. I mean, if you're into cutesy shows like that, I do think it's fun when shows have kind of a message-ish like that, you know? It did say something about society, which also, you know, was one of those main TV channel shows, a little cheesy, mm-hmm. but it was fun, you know? Yeah. Had a good message. That's fun.
Yeah, TV can only get away with so much, whereas, streaming services, it's they can get away with anything, basically.
Yeah.
So, we're at the last 2 questions here.
Okay.
So this is one that I asked Jenny during my first episode, mm-hmm. and Jenny kind of explained it in such a way that I felt like I didn't want to ask this question anymore.
Oh, no.
But I'm still going to ask it anyway, because I feel like this is a good time to bring it back up.
Okay.
Do you think there is or will ever be a place for queer comedy in this day and age?
Oh, I think there definitely is right
mm-hmm.
now, and I think it's essential right now because so many queer folk are losing their voices that those of us that still have a voice need to fucking yell, you
mm-hmm.
know? Yeah. If it feels like there's not enough support for us, they will take away our rights. They are actively working towards taking away our rights and making people feel unsafe. So those of us that still have means, that haven't been pushed out of their jobs or livelihoods or neighborhoods, need to make sure that everyone knows, no, these people are welcome here. You know, this is our stage. We are making comedy right now, you know? So mm-hmm. Now is the time. It's a scary time. It's hard to ask people to want to be so out, you know?
Right.
I mean, if I were a trans femme person, I would not be probably as confident as I am now. It just breaks my heart, which just makes me want to, we gotta protect each other, and I feel like it's Whereas before I felt like I was taking up too much space in the queer community for being like bisexual. Like now I feel like because I do have the heterosexual privilege, I need to be loud and proud because that's where some of my safety comes from that other people don't have, you know?
Right.
So yeah, I need to be loud for those that like truly aren't safe enough to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like representation is like one of the like most important things that we can have, which is kind of why I started this podcast.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want people to not only like feel more comfortable, because it's like I'm trying to think of how I'm trying to phrase this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I feel that like queer voices in comedy spaces just like aren't recognized, but just like aren't like as prevalent.
Yeah.
As like non-queer voices.
Yeah, I would say in comedy, yeah, just not as much representation as there are in movies and TV right now. Like movies and TV, I do feel like there's pretty good gay representation, especially over the last like 5 years, you know. But yeah, not necessarily as much in comedy. It still does seem to be a bit more. It's still a lot of straight dudes, you know. It's just in the same way there aren't a lot of women, there aren't a lot of queer folk, but some of them are my favorites, like Mateo Lane. Oh my god, it's frickin' hilarious, you know. And I mean, talk about he's pretty queer, you know. Yeah, I love how out and visibly queer he is and killing it, you know. That's fun.
I'd love to see Mateo Lane on this. Do you have the streaming service Dropout?
No, I don't.
Okay, so Dropout, it's great. It's like it's all comedy.
Okay.
Like it's all done by you know College Humor. Have you ever?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they stopped going by College Humor and started going by Dropout.
Okay.
And then they made their own streaming service.
Okay.
But they have this show on it called Crowd Control, where it's literally just it's a competitive game show where stand-up comedians are doing crowd work.
Yeah. Oh, he would kill it, though.
Yeah, I feel like he would kill that.
I think he has multiple or at least a crowd work special. That's really funny.
I kind of find it a little crazy that, like, comedy in, like, at least the 2020s, like, crowd work is, like, the big thing right now.
I'm not a fan, you know? I'm a little too regimented for that. I was like, but what are they gonna say? But I had a whole speech prepared, you know? Right. I can't mess up my speech now, but yeah. It does make people feel like they're more a part of the show, you know?
Like, that's the positive thing I've heard about crowd work, and then I've also heard, like, the negative things I've heard is, like, oh god, this comedian is just gonna, like, fucking, like, rag on me for, like, 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then, someone once told me that they went to a show where they had this heckler there the whole time, and the entire time they were, like, kind of engaging in back and forth banter between this, like, heckler. Yeah. And then as soon as the show was over, the heckler went up to him and was like, hey, I made your show better. Yeah. Because, like, crowd work. Yeah. It's like now there's this, like, expectation of crowd work.
Yeah. No, thank you. I got a whole thing prepared. We're trying to change minds and change hearts here, and I can't do that if we're talking about where the fuck you work.
Right. For real. And then the last question I have here, what kind of legacy do you hope to leave in the world of comedy? And what do you want people to remember you for?
I just want people to remember me for being kind and welcoming, and I try to live by like the Boy Scout motto, like leave it better than you found it kind of thing, like with people, with places, you know. I want the Spokane Comedy Club to be better after I leave than when I came there. I want Spokane as a whole to be better than when I was born, you know. I want people to feel included and seen and loved. Like, I just think that kindness is the biggest thing that I want to do. And then second, I would love to write some, like, society kind of changing jokes, or, like, tell some real shit, like George Carlin, you know? Like, right. some stuff like that. I want to be a smart comic. I want to be silly but smart, you know? I want to say things that matter.
I tried to do that. Yeah. Like I try to, like, write jokes like that, but, like, I just haven't found a good place to tell it. Yeah. Like I have this joke about how I think it was like last month, like what's the thing that the comedy club does sometimes, the dope show? Yeah. Where it's like comedians get on stage and then they leave, get high, and then come back. Mm-hmm. So, like, I got into one for free. Mm-hmm. So it's like, a free comedy show. And then, like, because, like, it's a weed show, like, I feel like I have to do, like, be high for it.
Yeah.
So then, like, cut to me high as shit, walking out of the club and going to the STA Plaza. Because I'm not going to drive, like, that fucked up. Like, weirdly, I try to be responsible. I try to be, but at the same time, I'm high in public. So, that's not very responsible.
On pot. You're fine.
That's true. But, like, so, like, I was writing jokes while I was, like, super fucked up. And this one joke that I wrote was, like, this man just shouted, like, I forget what he shouted. He shouted, "It's all good," locked eyes with me, licked his lips, and then said, "Gotta go." And then my punchline for that was, if that made you feel uncomfortable as a man, then you finally know how a woman feels.
Yeah. That's fun.
Like, that's as close as I've gotten to like controversial, like this, societal whatever. What?
Yeah.
I forget what the fucking word I'm looking for is. As close to George Carlin as I've gotten. Yeah,
that's fun. All of my favorites, I swear, like, my favorite jokes are what I call the diddle jokes. If anyone talks about, like, a child little diddly something, like, I mean, that's a dark-ass sense of humor, especially working where I do. They get to my heart, and I love when you can tell that someone also thinks it's funny, and I was like, I know why you're laughing. That's one of my molesty besties. That's one of my gals. That's my girl. Ayo, I knew you were out there, statistically,
Oh, boy.
Those are my favorite. And again, that's dark as shit, but I think it's important. It happens. Let's talk about it,
There was a really fucked up joke on SNL for the Weekend Update.
Oh, yeah?
Where they were talking about how the FBI released photos of Epstein's, like, private residence on his island. Yeah. And there was a dentist chair.
Oh.
And he's like, see, and the reason that's there is because most of Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriends had braces.
Oh, my God.
And the fact that fucking SNL got away with that.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
That's crazy.
That's so fucked up, but also, oh my God, that's so fucking funny.
That is. And those are, I like jokes that are uncomfortably, like, yeah, that is pretty bad. Well, like, if y'all don't want jokes like that, keep your hands to yourselves.
I will hate that I will find that funny, but then also, like, oh my God, that's so fucking funny. I think a lot of that has to do is because I'm a traumatized human being.
Yeah.
And, like, anything that like I find, like, humor is how I cope.
Absolutely. Me too. Especially with so many queer folk that have dealt with, like, abuse or with addiction and things. Like, there's a lot of darkness that goes with it, so there has to be light to balance it out. Otherwise, we're fucked.
Right. Absolutely. Alright, well, this recording is now at 1 hour and 20 minutes.
You're gonna have to edit this bad boy down, at least a few of those last thoughts and all
that.
Yeah,
no, definitely a lot of... No, I will definitely, like, 90% of the time when I'm editing, I'm just, like, cutting out, like, long pauses.
Okay, gotcha.
So it doesn't seem, like, so, So it's, like, it's not like, oh...
not a lot of waiting around too
like
much,
not a lot of waiting around, but definitely some jokes I'm like, oh fuck, I will cut that out.
Okay, if there's anything spicy in there, feel free to do whatever you want. I said it, so you can publish it.
I mean, okay, I mean, it again, like, that's up to you entirely.
Yeah. I don't remember anything crazy that I said, but I stand by it if I said it.
Okay.
When are you gonna cancel me from the Spokane Comedy Club?
It's the Spokane.
It's hard to tank a star that hasn't risen.
There's
the star is where it's at.
There's that, and there's also it's the Spokane Comedy Club.
Correct.
I feel like the Emerald City Comic Club, like a more progressive city, would definitely be like. We don't
what are you
going
to do? Ruin me in my own neighborhood? Like, oh no, I have to move away from my hometown. So sad.
Oh, God.
I have to move along finally.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, this has been a real pleasure.
Thank you. Was Rachel Dolezal going to cancel me for the joke I made about her the other day? No.
Not in this dusty old railroad town.
Yeah, no. Well, anyway, thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Of course.
All right. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Hope you tune into the next one. Please do me a favor and check out the show notes. There you're going to find our guest's social media as well as the stuff of my own that I'm plugging. I would like to give a shout out to my friend Morningstar for being the one to actually make the profile image for this podcast. Do you know of any other queer comedians that I should contact to see if I can get on this podcast? Let me know and I'll see if I can hunt them down. My name is Corbin Willmorth. Thank you for listening, and as a reminder, make sure you don't keep your head on straight.